Let's discuss the apparently extremely taboo argument in the Mortal Kombat community that Tanya is a ninja. Some people in the community vehemently oppose this, while others agree completely. So I will present every piece of information that we have on Tanya in order to put an end to this debate. You're welcome to agree or disagree. I have no stake in this either way. It's mostly just for fun, especially since the debate has resurfaced on Twitter recently. But first, let's look at her community art. This is a really awesome piece of Sonya beating up on Kano in her classic outfit, and it looks incredible. The pose, the movement, the way it's colored in a way that it looks like a comic panel. I love everything about this, so I'll put a link artist's Twitter in the description of the video if you want to go like it or retweet it, whatever it. Before we try to figure out if Tanya is a ninja, I think we have to agree on the definition of what a ninja is. So if we look at the actual definition, it states that, quote, they are a type of warrior who specialize in unconventional warfare such as infiltration, sabotage, and assassination during the age of the samurai. Ninjas employ deception and forgery tactics to take opponents out by surprise. So does this in any way apply to Tanya? Let's look at the things she's done over the years in Mortal Kombat games to figure that out. In Mortal Kombat 4, Tanya Trojan horses Shinnok and Quan Chi inside of Edenia, where she resides, and then lies about her involvement. This would fall in the category of infiltration and sabotage. She then, at the very end in her ending, she attempts to lure and take out Liu Kang. So we can put a little green check mark right next to assassination.
Follow me, Liu Kang. Raiden has asked that I lead you to him.
What about the others?
He has something special planned for them.
In Mortal Kombat X, this is during the second timeline, she does more or less the same sneaking around and attacking her enemies, which again is part of the job description of being a ninja. So if we take this into consideration, I think, to me at least, it seems that she fits the exact description of what a ninja does. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of the video that this debate resurfaced recently on Twitter, and it all happened mostly because someone asked Stephanie Brownback, who is a QA analyst working for NRS, this exact question. So the question was, do you consider Tanya to be the yellow ninja? Was she ever a ninja or something else? So Stephanie replied, to me the reality is we grouped those characters together in the 90s because they were palette swaps, but in the modern era, it's basically pointless. Nobody would think MK11 Melina and Jade are in a classification together if it wasn't for that context. The debate is just for fun. She goes on to say, that said, I'm not against fun discourse. I'd consider Tanya a ninja, yes. Her outfit is a yellow version of how Kitana looks in Mortal Kombat 4. Chameleon has one of her moves, case closed. I think Stephanie here made a really great point. So sure, she wasn't working with NRS back then, but at this point she has been with them for many years, which means she now has knowledge she didn't have in the past, and a knowledge that we as fans don't have. So I think, unless Ed Boon literally decides to tweet about this and replies if she's a ninja or not, Stephanie's answer is the canon one, to me at least. No case can be made without evidence. Any good detective knows this. And there's actually evidence from previous games that support Tanya being a ninja argument. So in Mortal Kombat 11, there was a female ninja gauntlet tower. I think it was stage 16 of it, and Tanya was actually featured in it. Now, they used Kitana's model, but she had the yellow outfit and her variation name was Tanya. And she had some of Tanya's moves. Number 2, Chameleon had her moveset in Armageddon, as Stephanie mentioned. And for context, Chameleon had the movesets of every female ninja in the game, just like the male version of this character did. Number 3, in MKX Mobile, she was featured in the gold female ninja pack. And number 4, which I think is the most telling for me, Tanya uses tonfas, typically associated with ninjas. She also used a naginata like in MKX, aka her pogo stick. However, this was traditionally used by samurai and not ninjas specifically, which, side note, it's kind of odd how Mortal Kombat goes about the martial arts, because in Armageddon, Tanya would have a Chinese martial arts style, but she uses like Japanese weapons. So we can't say 100% that she always uses Japanese fighting styles and weapons, but I don't think this disqualifies her from being a ninja. Now let's go over the mask issue, because I've seen so many people bring this up when it comes to this argument. But masks have never been a prerequisite for a character in any media to be a ninja. It's the norm because stealthy assassins would want to cover their faces as much as possible, right? To blend in with the night, of course. But if you look at other games, especially Dead or Alive, most of their ninjas, especially the women, don't wear masks at all. But that doesn't take away the fact that the weapons they use and their fighting style makes them ninjas. And sure, you could argue that every ninja in MK history has had a mask, Tanya being the only one who doesn't disqualifies her from being a ninja. But the truth is, everything else fits with her being a ninja. The weapons, the fighting styles, her tactics, what she does, it all correlates with what a ninja would do. So if the mask is the only thing she's missing, well, more than most likely, it's just a design choice. Or maybe it's canon that Tanya doesn't freaking like masks, you know? Maybe she doesn't want to wear anything on her face. So I don't think this argument stands at all. And as you'll see by the community poll I put up, it has 1,000 votes, and 60% of you guys voted that Tanya is actually a ninja. So my verdict is that Tanya is 100% a ninja. If you don't see her as such, that is completely fine, but there is so much evidence pointing towards the fact that she is that I don't think it's really realistic to argue otherwise. But regardless of that, let me know what you guys think about this issue. I'd be really curious to see your arguments for or against this. And as always, have yourself a wonderful day, everyone, and I'll see you all very soon.